Alright, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Epiphany the Beast. Back with another video. Today I'm gonna be reacting to the Lakers and Pelicans trade that just happened. Well, actually it happened like 3 days ago, but I'm gonna give my reaction. Then I'm gonna watch this video. It's saying, did the Lakers or Pelicans win the Anthony Davis trade? I'm gonna give my reaction. I'm gonna like pause it and say what I gotta say, and then we're gonna go ahead, and just react to this video. Alright, let's get it.
I think the Lakers gave up a lot because what you didn't also include were the pick swaps in 2023 and 2025. So they gave up a lot, but they now currently on their roster, the Los Angeles Lakers have two of the best 5, 7, however you want to rank them, regardless, two top 7 players on their roster. Who else has that?
No one.
No one. So they gave up a lot, but what did we talk about?
The Warriors. Obviously the Warriors.
It's so funny how we quickly change our narratives, Jenks. After the Raptors won on Thursday, you and I were in agreement saying, look, if Kawhi leaves in free agency, you do that trade again in a heartbeat. The goal is to win championships. And the Los Angeles Lakers with Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, the number 4 overall pick, we're not going to win a championship.
Oh, not even. They weren't going to win games.
And now you've got Anthony Davis. They've got to figure things out. They've got about $23 to $27 million to work with, so they've got some challenges ahead of how to fill out that roster. But I think both teams benefited extremely well from this, and what could happen.
All right, so I read that that the Lakers have only 6 players under contract, and I'm not sure who those players are. Obviously, they're both Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, he's on a 1-year contract, so people, he opted out. Obviously, he's gonna opt out at the end of the season to get his max. But LeBron, Anthony Davis, and I hear that Jimmy Butler's gonna come over. They are gonna need a guard. A lot of people are saying Kemba Walker, or they might go for obviously Darius Garland in the draft as well. But I think a lot of people are ruling out Chris Paul, because Chris Paul is also on the trading block in Houston, as well as Clint Capella. So if they do go and draft Darius Garland, they still can try to sign Chris Paul as well. I don't know how Chris Paul and LeBron will play as well. They're both pretty ball dominant, and they're both point guards, but James Harden was pretty ball dominant as well. So I mean, that is his guy, Banana Boat Paul, that Banana Head Paul. And so yeah, that could also work as well. Let's continue.
Down the road is, these unprotected picks in 2024 and the swaps in 23 and 25, Jenks. Could those be lottery picks? Could they be potentially number 1 overall picks? Maybe.
If you look at the numbers right now, Lakers the favorites at plus 350, the Bucks second favorite at plus 500, Raptors at plus 750, the Warriors at plus 800. But what's amazing to me, if you want to look at the flip side here, is that the Pelicans, and it's important to remember, regardless of what you think about Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart, and I think that's a great haul, right? These are great defenders, tons of potential there. But even if you don't like those guys, hypothetically, the Pelicans have so many assets now. They can do so many things with those players.
Facts. I saw a comment in the comment section of Instagram that somebody said that Anthony Davis is he's leaving so that way they can rebuild the Pelicans, and he's gonna come back, go win a championship. That was hilarious. That would actually be pretty funny if he did that, but I doubt he's gonna do that. I don't think the NBA favors towards low market teams like New Orleans or like Utah, Denver, things like that. Regardless of how good they are, higher market teams have pretty much won the last 10 championships. Boston, Miami, L.A., Oakland, teams in California, obviously. Um, so yeah, I just don't see that happening. And he's right. The New Orleans Pelicans didn't get a lot of good players. Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. People saying that's a little too much when they give him Brandon Ingram. By the end of the day, like I'd rather them give him Brandon Ingram than Kyle Kuzma. I'm pretty sure LeBron made that decision. Hey, let's get rid of Kyle Kuzma. Hey, let's keep Kyle Kuzma instead of Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram was always supposed to be the next Kevin Durant. Never really panned out. Never really had a full healthy season. So nah, I didn't really see that. But yeah, that's right. They have a ton of picks. They have the first and the fourth pick now, so they could really go. Because they're still lacking at the center position. They could go Zion and maybe shop the fourth and get a decent guard. I'm not a decent guard. A decent big. They could draft a big. I don't know about drafting Bol at 4. I'm a big Bol fan. We're gonna do a Bol reaction video for sure. But I'm asking what the Hawks to get Bol. But they could go Zion and maybe Reddish at 4. They could go Zion and Garland at 4. They could go Zion and then Barrett, or they could go Zion and then I think Jarrett Culver. I think that's his name. The guy from Texas Tech. He's pretty good. I don't want the Hawks to get him, but I heard that he's pretty good. They have a lot of picks that can shot too, so let's just see what happens.
With those draft picks, with the number 4 pick coming up, which, and we could talk about this later, I happen to think they're going to trade, just my gut feeling.
Yeah,
but regardless, and they're getting Zion,
Yep.
oh, by the way.
Yeah.
So, if you're the Lakers, like you said, you're thrilled. You're immediately in contention for an NBA title now. Whether or not you believe that or not is a different story, but certainly they're contenders now, no question about it. And if you're the Pelicans, you have to feel like as long as they're smart here and they make the right moves, man, they could build a juggernaut down there.
The argument that a lot of people have put out there is, were the Lakers bidding against themselves? And they might have been.
I'm gonna stop this again. Another thing to point out is when LeBron does play with bigs, he tends to turn them into shooters. Spot up shooters. And his time with Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, like both of those, like none of them. All of them, they went from stars to shooters, in my opinion. And I guess Kevin Love played his role. I don't know if he really enjoyed that as much. Chris Bosh, same thing. Sort of just played his role. He wasn't really as much of a star as he was when he was with Toronto or whatnot. But Anthony Davis is a stud. You know what I'm saying? I think Anthony Davis is better than both of them. And he's a stud, so I just want to see how they play together. That's gonna be pretty interesting as well. So yeah, y'all leave in the comments how y'all think they'll play together. How LeBron James, Anthony Davis will play well together. All right, let's finish this.
You look at the Boston Celtics. They have Jason Tatum, and from all accounts, because of the uncertainty and the likelihood that Kyrie Irving leaves, Jenks, that they weren't really in on this. The Knicks had dropped off because of Kevin Durant's injury. So there weren't a ton of teams going hard after this trade in Anthony Davis. But look, the Lakers have been burned before. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, they waited and said, oh, well, maybe we'll get him next year.
Yeah.
LeBron James will be 35 in December. LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players ever.
I thought LeBron
Continues
James was
to be productive,
33.
but there's no doubt the mileage is going up. So can you honestly sit back and say, yeah, Anthony Davis is going to be a free agent next year, so why don't we just wait?
You don't have the time.
You don't have the time.
That is a good point. I don't really know what's going on in Anthony Davis's organization. He's quiet. I mean, he's really, to be honest, just as quiet as Kawhi. He doesn't really say much. We don't really hear much from him. It's not like people are, we're putting his stories on Instagram, or we're posting what Anthony Davis said or what Anthony Davis did on social media, or he's tweeting every day. He's just as quiet, so what he does after this season, even if he does opt out and get the max, or maybe he opts out because who knows what another team might do. might do by the end of this season, and he might want to go somewhere else. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? He's just as unpredictable as Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just leave in the comments below what do you think Anthony Davis is gonna do? How well you think he's gonna play with the Lakers? How much better are the Lakers with the addition of Anthony Davis and the with all the other players and picks leaving? Yeah, leave all that in the comment section below, and we're out. You know, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for more post notifications. Peace.